Welcome to Happiness by Habit, the podcast where we uncover habits and strategies for building joy, achieving personal growth, and balancing life's many roles. I am your host, Silvana Pimentel. I am so glad you are here with us today. Each week, we will dive into topics that inspire and empower, from personal development and productivity to parenting and career success. So grab a coffee or something stronger and let's craft a little more happiness into our lives. One day at a time. Let's get started. I am so excited for today's episode because we're talking about one of my favorite topics, LinkedIn. And I have a very special guest who has been a huge help in my own journey on this platform. Her name is Sandy Voltaire, and not only she's my friend, but she's my LinkedIn coach. Sandy has been instrumental in helping me grow my network, create content, and even work towards becoming a LinkedIn top voice. Her expertise in LinkedIn and digital marketing and personal branding has truly transformed how I use LinkedIn. I know it will help you too. Sandy, welcome to my podcast. I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you, Silvana. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy. Sandy, before we even dive into the tips, let's talk a little bit more about why LinkedIn is such a powerful platform. What do you think makes it so important for professionals today?
I think LinkedIn, it's very important because the landscape of LinkedIn has changed, and it is a place where different high level professionals can go to network and find job opportunities, or freelancers can find opportunities to work with big corporations. So it's definitely a networking ground.
100%. I totally agree with you. It's such a powerful tool today. Now, speaking of engagement, a lot of people struggle on how the LinkedIn algorithm works. Can you break it down for us a little bit? What does it do? How does it work?
Yeah, just like all of these other social sites, right? Like YouTube, Google, and all of them in a way. They're all run by SEO. So SEO is very important, right? Search engine optimization. So there's different parts that trigger it. The headline is very important. A lot of professionals get that wrong, but having the right kind of words on your headline will definitely help you in the algorithms as far as being seen. And there's also different parts like adding skills, right? The right type of terms that are within your industry. That helps also. So it's all about the terms for the algorithms when people are searching so you can be able to be found.
That is so true. That is so true, Sandy. Let's talk a little bit more about the changes in the tech world today. Like AI plays such an important role in our daily lives. How do we incorporate AI into LinkedIn?
Yeah, I think AI is it's very cool in a way, right? I know there's a lot of controversy with AI, but I think if you do AI right, then it can definitely take some time off of you. So with LinkedIn, there's LinkedIn has its own built-in AI, right? When you it helps you write your about section. So that helps a lot. So the tasks that used to take maybe 30 minutes are now taking you 5 minutes with AI. So I think that's pretty cool. It gives you more time to network and socialize, right? If you can get AI to help you with your about section and your headline. So that's pretty cool.
That's right. A lot of people are a little afraid of AI, this all this buzz, but I agree with you. It's very important to know how to use it and to be familiar with it. I think it can help save a lot of not only time, money, energy, and to do it right. But it needs to be a balance, right? That might be the key component because if you just let it do its thing, sometimes it will be a little off. But if you find a balance, it's much better.
Using AI the right way, right? Because I know there's a wrong way and a right way. Not just taking everything that AI gives you, but personalizing it. That's using AI the right way.
Exactly. So let's talk a little bit about the another very important use of LinkedIn. A lot of people connects and network on LinkedIn to find the new job, the next dream job. So big question for job seekers. How do we help them? How does LinkedIn help them to get noticed by recruiters?
Yeah, definitely. So your headline, this goes back to SEO, LinkedIn, definitely, right? That's where a lot of recruiters are hanging out at. They find a lot of talent from LinkedIn. So you can definitely be found by certain big corporations. If you have the right headline, you have the right skill terms, it can definitely help you be found by these recruiters. And they are on LinkedIn.
Are there any specific tips you would like to suggest for our job seekers when they go use a platform of LinkedIn to get noticed by recruiters, but also to learn more about the new jobs and to stay on top of it?
Yeah, there's so much different parts. There's the group part on LinkedIn, joining some of these industry niche groups that will help you where you can find out new techniques that's going on within your industry or finding out events. There's the event section where they host webinars of certain kind of skills, right? Where you can learn about AI or marketing and sales and all that. So going to the events and also utilizing your alumni. So, right, going on LinkedIn, clicking on your alumni, seeing which alumni you can connect with, which ones can help you within your industry because it's all about networking. So people have better
Uh-huh.
chances if they're alumni, I think.
That's a very good one. Networking, alumni. And then a lot of times when they apply for the jobs, they will be able to actually see who is the recruiter for that specific position sometimes, right? What do you suggest they can do there when they see who is the recruiter, for instance?
I say message them. I feel like people are in fear. What's the loss? What's the greatest thing that can happen? They say no, thank you. But I feel like if you put yourself out there, you never know. Establishing relationships with these people, right? Like LinkedIn relationships where you're liking their posts, interacting with them, commenting on their posts. So that way you guys establish like a little networking LinkedIn relationship. So I say
That's a
definitely
very
message
good
them.
one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. Thank you for that tip, Sandy. Speaking of visibility, LinkedIn can also be a place where scams pop up. How can we spot them and then avoid them?
I think LinkedIn does a pretty good job, right? If they do notice a scam, and you can also report it, they will get that account shut down. But there's also people that go through the cracks. And I think it's about doing your like due diligence, right? Checking reviews on certain things and seeing what other people are saying. But usually, LinkedIn's platform, if it is something going on, they usually will shut it down pretty fast.
I think some people actually, as you say, because LinkedIn is super safe and they do a really good job avoiding or spotting scammers, but some people might take information from LinkedIn to scam people. Like I have received, I don't know how many countless text messages saying like, looking for a part-time job, da, da, da. Uh, and they say, get like a lot of money for just a few hours. I'm like, it sounds so fishy. I don't even, I mean, I sometimes I report them and things like, but I think they are getting their info or my phone number somewhere in LinkedIn, right? So it's interesting how creative these people are, but just to be aware.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Especially in times like that, people are in desperate needs of finding jobs. So if they receive a text message saying send in your info, right, and you think it's a job from LinkedIn, so I say, yeah, be very careful about that, right?
If it is too good to be true, it's probably not true.
I
They
agree.
say, yeah, it's all about how it when what feels right for you, right? So let's talk about another interesting topic within the LinkedIn arena: content creation. What makes LinkedIn a LinkedIn post very engaging? And how can someone can create content that really resonates with their audience?
Yeah, I think knowing what your target audience wants from you, usually within, right? I think the LinkedIn crowd wants to be taught. So teaching us within your industry, teach us about leadership, teach us about how to get to your point. What do you do to get to this high level? So a lot of posts that teaches, I think they perform pretty well, right? Being an educator and building your authority on LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is pretty good on that.
I agree with you. Another thing is also focus on what their needs are, right? And make it interesting, make it short and sweet, because a lot of times people don't have much time, as you can appreciate that you and me and everybody is. Most of people have many activities to do in a day. So we just have time for a small post and very engaging and interesting. So that's important to make it nice, short, and sweet.
Consistency, right? And being consistent. So at least sticking to it, at least doing it once or twice throughout the week, that definitely helps build up your authority.
I agree with you. Consistency. So you would say make it consistent, make it interesting, make it in like of interest for them, right? And then nice and short. Great tips. Okay, very good. So for anyone who is interested about learning more about LinkedIn or working with you, how can they get in touch and tell us a little bit more about the services you offer, Sandy?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you can always connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can visit my website, Digital Darling Marketing. But I usually help business owners, professionals with their personal branding. I feel like personal branding is so important, right? And we kind of forget about it and get lost in it. So helping establish that with content creation, right? SEO and all those different techniques and posting, being consistent on the posting and all that, and just helping you be able to get recognized by recruiters in the different aspects and parts on LinkedIn, because there's so much different parts to it, right? And algorithms to it. So definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, and I definitely can attest to her amazingness. I love Sandy. She has helped me a big deal on my LinkedIn uh, platform. Thanks to her, I mean, a lot of her content creation and improving my LinkedIn profile itself. Now I am a top voice on LinkedIn. So thank you very much for that. This is a big deal and it's something that you can also do, like being consistent, creating content. Do you want to talk a little bit about the top voice program, perhaps, for the ones who don't know what it means and what it gives you actually?
Right, and also, like you were saying, and it also helps when the person puts in the work. So I have to say, you're very determined and very driven, right? So that actually helps too, where to stay consistent, be posting. So to get a top voice is basically you're building your authority. So you're being recognized within your industry, within leadership, or whatever it could be, IT, marketing, that you know what you're talking about within that industry. Your audience resonate with you, right? You have a lot of connections. You're constantly on there, engaging, liking, commenting on your peers' stuff, and educating your peers. So you become a top voice by constantly educating your audience. And you have done such an amazing job. You have stayed so consistent, and that definitely helps. Yeah. And I'm constantly strolling through LinkedIn and I see like Silvana's post coming up. So you're constantly teaching us, and these posts are so engaging. I learned so much from them, literally. So
Oh,
I really appreciate it
thank
because
you
it's
so
my
much.
industry. So when I see your posts, I actually take time. I actually get excited because I really learn from these things.
Oh, thank you so much. And our listeners can too. Anything, if we could give them last piece of advice, Sandy, on how to make a difference on LinkedIn, what to do, how to consistently grow the network, how to consistently create content, develop the credibility. What would you say? Leave us with a few tips for success on LinkedIn, Sandy.
I say personal branding and having no fear, right? Being confident in what you say you're skilled in. So building your personal branding and not hiding behind your company. Yes, you are this entity in your company, but like, what are your skills? So being out there and teaching us about your skills. So I think that's the number one thing. Yeah, for
Very
LinkedIn.
good. Speaking of consistency and of sharing information, I wanted to ask you, and maybe a lot of our listeners might have this question: Is there a specific, a better time to post on LinkedIn? What would you say? Frequency. Let's talk about frequency, best times, and topics for content creation.
I say best times, right? Because LinkedIn works in like the whole work shift time, right? So from like 9 to 5. So I say the best time to post is when everybody's getting up for work. So like 6 a.m. to maybe 4 p.m., right? Monday through Friday. So the work days are the best time. And LinkedIn by like Saturday and Sunday, nobody's hanging out on LinkedIn. Although you can still post, we still need content, right? People are still strolling on LinkedIn, I'm sure, but not as
Yeah.
much. LinkedIn is more like work focused, career. So on Monday, yeah, you get in, and it's the momentum of the week too. On Monday, you'll find a lot of people hanging out on LinkedIn. By the time it gets to Thursday and Friday, the momentum starts dying down. So I would say maybe staying consistent Monday through Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
Committing to posting 1 time a day. And then if you can get to the point, then go for 2 times a day.
A day.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot of commitment, but yeah, that would be ideal. Okay, perfect. So as frequent as possible, in the morning, better perhaps during business hours, Monday to Friday. Okay, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Sandy, for all these amazing tips. It was an honor to have you on the podcast, and I'm definitely gonna put some of these tips into my LinkedIn practice as well. Thank you everyone for listening. If you haven't already, please make sure to connect with Sandy. She will help you a lot. Her guidance has been really very, very important to me and to many people. I know this will help you as well. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye bye. Thanks for tuning in to Happiness by Habit. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with someone who could use a little extra joy in their day. Remember, happiness isn't just a destination, it's a habit we can create every day. Until next time, stay positive, stay curious, and keep building your joy one step at a time. Nos vemos!